Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal in this channel. So about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys, and holding a standard. And in this video, I want to talk about Donovan Mitchell is not an MVP, man. And I've told you guys in the past, I'm not a believer in Donovan Mitchell as a #1 guy, as an MVP caliber player. I do not believe Donovan Mitchell is a legit MVP caliber player. And I've seen, people, throwing Donovan Mitchell in the MVP conversation because of Cleveland Cavaliers and the record and how good they're playing this season. And I get all of that. But Donovan Mitchell's not a legit MVP, guys. And he proved it again last night as the Cleveland Cavaliers got blown off the court by the Oklahoma City Thunder in the rematch from a game that happened a couple of weeks ago, if I remember correctly, that the Cavaliers actually ended up winning on their home court. But in both of these games, Donovan Mitchell laid an egg in both games. And that's why I was actually impressed with the Cavaliers when they won, because they won despite Donovan Mitchell not really doing anything. And last night, Donovan Mitchell did nothing again, man. And they got blown out. Blown out. The score is not even an indicator, guys, of how bad they got blown out, man. We're going to talk about this video. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humble, man. Thank you to all you guys out there, all the true basketball fans, man. Shout out to everybody in the membership. Thank you very much, guys. Just like I said, it means a lot, guys. Much respect. Real recognize real, man. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I wanted to talk about Donovan Mitchell in this video and how I told you he's not an MVP caliber player to me, man. Is he a very good player? Yes, Donovan Mitchell's a very good player. Are the Cleveland Cavaliers a good team? Yes, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a good team right now. They're having a good season. We don't know what the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to do because they really have done nothing up until this point. They've won a bunch of games this season. That's really it. So let's not get too crazy here with the Cleveland Cavaliers and, oh, they're on pace to win 70 games. Let's slow down here. Once again, they've had the easiest schedule. If you guys don't know, they've had the easiest schedule in the NBA so far, the first half of the season. The second half of this season, we're going to see, and it's really going to be a tell of how good or great the Cavaliers are. Really, and that's going to really be the test for someone like a Donovan Mitchell. Is he a true MVP caliber player? Because to me, he's not a true MVP caliber player up there with guys like Giannis, SGA, Nikola Jokic. Like, these are the true, MVP caliber players in the league right now. I do not believe that Donovan Mitchell is up there with those guys. I do not believe he has a legit chance against any of those guys for an MVP. And once again, Donovan Mitchell has had opportunities to showcase his skills, his overall game, you know what I'm saying, and, his MVP caliber status in these premier matchups against OKC, right? We all agree that record-wise and the way that these teams have been playing, that the Cleveland Cavaliers in the East and the OKC Thunder in the West, they've been the two most consistent teams. Maybe not the greatest teams or the best teams. We can debate and argue that. But they've been the most consistent teams, which is why I believe they have identical records. If I'm not mistaken, they have the best records in the league. I think they're tied now. I could be wrong, but I believe they have the best records in the league. And that's part of the reason why. Because they've been consistent, these teams, man. But for me, Donovan Mitchell is not that guy. I do not believe he's going to be able to lead the Cavaliers anywhere. I do not believe he's that guy. I do not believe he's a #1. To me, Donovan Mitchell is a #2 guy. I do not believe he can lead your team to a championship. Now, I can be wrong. He can prove me wrong this season, and I hope he does. I'm rooting for someone like a Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers, man, because I like what they've built there, what they built. They didn't, try to, form a super team or buy a bunch of high-priced free agents and try to build a team like that. They have a quality head coach that they brought in, and they got guys that they drafted and that they've built and they've kept together for several seasons now. So I'm all about the Cleveland Cavaliers and what they've done there, man. It's very impressive. And like I said, I'm rooting for them to make the finals and win a championship, man. I like Jared Allen, Caris LeVert. I like some of these guys, man. It would be really nice to see them win a championship. I was rooting for those guys when they were on the Brooklyn Nets. Kenny Atkinson, same thing. He was the coach of the Brooklyn Nets. I'm rooting for these guys, man. But I just don't believe that Donovan Mitchell can do that. And when you look at these two games against OKC, guys, it's kind of highlighting what I've been talking about as far as Donovan Mitchell on the biggest stage, man. To me, I don't think he's that guy. So now, if you guys don't know, they got blown out last night, right? The Cleveland Cavaliers lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, it's not necessarily that they lost. Okay, they got blown out. I believe it was a 20-point game. They actually got beat a lot worse, guys. Do you guys realize going into the fourth quarter, the Cavaliers were losing 119-81, guys. You heard me correct. 119-81 was the score going into the fourth quarter, guys. That's insane, man. That's a 38-point margin. So I believe the end of the score game, or the game at the end, the score at the end of the game was 128 to 108, I believe. I believe it was a 20-point game, but the game wasn't even that close, guys. It was not even that close. It was a blowout. Like I said, epic proportions, man. They were down by damn near 40 points going into the fourth quarter. The only reason why the game was that close on paper is because I believe OKC scored like 13 points in the fourth quarter, and the Cavs split like 33. So they outscored Oklahoma City Thunder by 20 points in the fourth quarter and still lost by 20. Think about that, guys. That's how bad they got beat down. And during that game, Donovan Mitchell did nothing last night, guys. He did literally nothing out there. See, the problem for Donovan Mitchell and a lot of these guys today is that they only do one thing on the court. They're one-dimensional players, man. One-dimensional. So they only can impact the game at a high level in one area. And Donovan Mitchell is known as a scorer, right? He scored over 70 points, I believe, in a game, Donovan Mitchell. He's known as a scorer, but that's literally where his game begins and ends. He doesn't do anything else. I'm talking about at a high level, guys. I'm not saying these guys stand around, they don't do nothing out there. I'm talking about at a high level impacting the game. He's not a lockdown defender like that Donovan Mitchell. Never been that guy, right? He doesn't have the size. What is he, 6'3", 6'4"? So he doesn't have a huge hulking size or stature to him. So he can't impose his will with his own size or physicality, right? He's been known as a scorer. He's not a defender or a rebounder. He's not really much of a playmaker like that, right? They have Darius Garland who run the point. So Donovan Mitchell is there to do what? To score the ball and be a leader. That's really why he's there. To be the leader, to be the veteran there, right? To be the elder statesman, so to speak, and to be that scorer. When they need points, when they need some scoring, it's Donovan Mitchell. It's going to be their go-to guy. Darius Garland can score, but he's not supposed to be the main option on scoring-wise. He's not like, he's a point guard. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Karis LeVert. These guys are not necessarily scorers. These are guys that can get some points for you, right, in different aspects of the game. But Donovan Mitchell's supposed to be the guy that can go and get a basket anytime you need a basket. He's supposed to be that guy. That's what he's supposed to be on the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. In my opinion, anyway, that's what he's supposed to be. And like I said, and be the leader. But Donovan Mitchell, to me, is not much of a leader. And to me, his offensive game has not been like that when it mattered most. So against Oklahoma City Thunder, in 2 games, guys, 2 games that they played against the Thunder now, Donovan Mitchell has combined to go 6 of 31. You heard me correct, guys. Donovan Mitchell in the 2 games versus OKC. So now you're going to get some solid competition there, right? Basically, the team that people are saying that, this could be a potential finals matchup, the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Thunder. And this man's combined for 6 of 31 from the field. Last night, he was 3 of 15, guys. 3 of 15. And that was, what was he the game before? He was 3 of 16. And that's why I said it was impressive that the Cleveland Cavaliers were still able to beat the Thunder in that game, even though Donovan Mitchell went 3 of 16 in that game. But he was a +3 in that first game. Okay, he was 2 of 7 from 3 in that first game. The Cleveland Cavaliers won because of guys like Jared Allen, guys like Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Karis LeVert, Max Strus. These guys stepped up, man, and they've helped out, right? When Donovan Mitchell wasn't scoring the basketball, right? We didn't have it that night. He struggled. They were still able to win. They're a good team. But last night, they didn't have it, right? And Donovan Mitchell, they needed Donovan Mitchell to do his thing last night. Instead, he goes out there and goes 3 of 15. He goes 1 of 4 from 3. So like I said, in the 2 games combined, he's 6 of 31. He's 3 of 11 from 3 in the 2 games combined. Last night, he had no steals, no blocks. He had 1 steal, no blocks. And he was a -28 last night. A -28 last night on the court, guys. So between the 2 games against OKC, he's a combined -25 in those 2 games. He's got 1 steal in 2 games, no blocks. He might have been able to get 4 rebounds last night or something like that. Doesn't really rebound the ball much. Like I told you, and he's not locking guys down on the defensive end. That's never been his game, is to be a two-way player at that position. Donovan Mitchell, to me, had all the makings or, the qualities to be a Dwayne Wade type player. And I've actually called him a Dwayne Wade light before, because he doesn't have the defensive ability of a Dwayne Wade. He's just not Dwayne Wade. He doesn't have that. To me, Dwayne Wade was a greater athlete. Not saying that Donovan Mitchell's not a great athlete. He could jump in through the gym, and we get all of that, but he don't have the quickness of the Flash, man. He don't have the moves, the flair of Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade could hit you with all kinds of stuff, and like I said, to me, Dwayne Wade had a different demeanor about him. When you talk about Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat, man, he just had a different demeanor. Like I said, to me, he was a much better two-way player, Dwayne Wade, than Donovan Mitchell could ever be. But Donovan Mitchell, once again, you would think he could be something like Dwayne Wade and have that kind of impact, but he just never does, never did. So to me, Donovan Mitchell is not an MVP caliber player, and he's proved it again last night, man, in a marquee matchup. And this hurts the NBA. The marquee matchups, you have a team getting blown out by damn near 40 points in a marquee matchup. And this is why I said the NBA is weird, man. How many 30, 40, 50-point games have we seen this season? And it's not just the bad teams getting blown out. You'll have one team blow out a team, and then the next night they play, that team gets blown out. So it's really weird, and you can't really gauge, how great or good these teams really are. Like I said, the Cleveland Cavaliers going into the fourth quarter, but down by 38 points. Down by 38. I believe the Oklahoma City Thunder, I believe they scored over 40 points in like 2 of the quarters. So they were giving up a lot of points to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They weren't stopping anybody. And once again, the Oklahoma City Thunder are a very good team. This is not a knock on the Cleveland Cavaliers for losing. It's a knock on them for losing by the way that they did lose. Like I said, they lost by 20, but the game wasn't even that close. They really lost by 40. They were down by 40 points, guys, at certain points in time of that game. And Donovan Mitchell was nowhere to be found again. 2 games versus OKC, you don't show up. And this is why I tell you guys, the Cleveland Cavalier fans out there, people rooting for the Cavs, you're not going to win a championship with Donovan Mitchell as your best player. I just don't see it. It's part of the reason why I'm not behind the Knicks. I do not see the Knicks winning a championship with Jalen Brunson as their best player. And it's not a knock on Jalen Brunson, man. This is a very good player. These guys are very good players. But they're not number 1 guys. You're not going to win or lead a team. I just don't see it. They just don't have the qualities, to me, to lead teams to a championship, man. I just don't see it. And to me, the Cleveland Cavaliers, if they're going to win a championship, they're going to need Donovan Mitchell doing Donovan Mitchell things. They can't have him going 3 for 15 or 3 for 16. They're not going to win a 7-game series against a quality team like OKC with Donovan Mitchell putting up these kinds of numbers, man. 2 games you combine for 6-31. And this is Donovan Mitchell, though, guys. This is him. Remember when Donovan Mitchell was going nuts in the bubble? I don't know if you guys remember, in the bubble, this man was going nuts. Remember, he was almost rival Michael Jordan's all-time playoff record of 63 points in one of these games. What do you have, like 59 points or something like that? He was going crazy when he was on the Utah Jazz there during that bubble run. Once again, the bubble, you're exposing some of these guys. So you guys know the deal, man. These are the facts. There's no knock on Donovan Mitchell, man. He's a really good player, man. And like I said, I'm rooting for the Cavaliers. It would be nice to see them in the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals. Like I said, because the way that they built their team up, organically in the right way. And like I said, I like the coach there. So much respect to them. I just don't see them winning a championship with Donovan Mitchell as the best player when he has a history of really not being that guy when it matters most. And like I said, these guys can impact the game in any other aspect. So like if they're not scoring the ball at a high level, he can't do anything else to control the game. You guys understand what I'm saying here? So you guys know the deal, man. I just don't see Donovan Mitchell being an MVP caliber player, man. You guys know the deal. I'll catch you guys on the next one.